Heyo everybody! Welcome to the Happy Harvest Homestead. I am currently in the dining room on the floor, admiring and flipping over a whole bunch of sunflower heads, which is kind of an odd situation to find myself in, except for that I'm really excited about it because these will all be future rabbit food this winter. When spring started, I had all these grand plans of growing and drying a ton of our own hay for the rabbits and growing a ton of hardy vegetables that you can store during winter, like cabbages and sweet potatoes and pumpkins and beets and sunflower heads. In a perfect world, I would have buckets and buckets of awesome homegrown food for the rabbits that we created for free, and I could feed the rabbits on only that all winter long. But of course, real life took over, and it seems like the sunflower heads are going to be the only thing that we actually harvest for the rabbits this year. We're not having a very good pumpkin harvest so far, and we like to eat pumpkins too, so everything we do grow will probably go to the humans. And kind of the same thing is happening with the beets and the cabbages and a bunch of other stuff. But at least we have a ton of sunflower seeds that I can save for the bunnies. Thankfully, I have done this before, I have made the mistakes before, and I know what I'm doing, so I won't mess everything up like I did with last year's beet harvest. Oh, that made me so sad. It was such a waste because I had no idea what I was doing. But in previous years, I have learned the hard way that you need to dry them inside, especially when you have barn cats who like to destroy things. And you have to do what I'm doing right now, which is turn them so that one side doesn't get moldy. Last year we had a couple moldy sunflowers because they were inside drying, but they didn't dry fast enough because the Missouri humidity is really bad, especially this year. So I am being very diligent in every couple days, turning the sunflower heads, making sure they dry completely on all sides all the way. After they're dry, I will put them in paper bags downstairs in our storage room like I have done in previous years. Then throughout the winter, I can grab a few sunflower heads and feed them to the bunnies. I most definitely won't have enough to feed them a lot. It'll probably be like a rare treat instead of like a regular part of their diet. Mostly they're just gonna have to eat store-bought hay again this year, which I could choose to be very sad about, and part of me wants to be, but I'm just going to ignore that part and focus on how good of a job I'm doing in all the other areas, and all the time I'm allocating to more important things that could be used to make our own hay. And I am really grateful though that we can just buy hay and we don't have to make it ourselves, and we have really good farmers around here who grow good quality hay, and it's easy and cheap to get, so I'm grateful for that. That's an option for us, because otherwise they would be eating pellets and that would stink. Metaphorically, not literally. Anyway, so after I finish turning all the sunflowers, I'm going to actually go outside and pick some more. I apologize for interrupting this enthralling video, but I want to take this opportunity to announce that my handmade crochet dish scrubbies are now on sale. I have been perfecting this pattern for years, and me, my family, our friends and neighbors all rave about these scrubbies. They are the perfect size to fit in your hand, and they are very bendable, so you can easily clean the nooks and crannies of your dishes and cutlery. Because they are made with 100% cotton yarn, they are very durable and will last for years, and it is super easy to clean and reuse them. Each pack includes 7 scrubbies, so you can use one each day. Then at the end of the week, take all your dirty scrubbies, put them in a mesh bag, then stick them in your washer and then in your dryer as usual. Then they are all fresh and clean and ready to be used for the next week. The link to my Etsy store is in the description box below this video if you want to check them out. Alright, now back to the video. We did plant a bunch of sunflowers this year, but we kind of got a late start on those, so none of them have bloomed yet. But we have a whole bunch of volunteer sunflowers that popped up in very inconvenient places, but we've left them and they got a much earlier start than the other ones, so we're getting tons of heads, as you can see. Some really big ones, and some little itty bitty ones, and some just in the middle. One other trick I've learned throughout the years of harvesting sunflower heads for animal consumption is that you need to be very proactive about harvesting them. When you go online to research about properly harvesting sunflower heads, everyone will say, wait till the head starts to droop over and the plant starts to die. But around here, you can't do that, because by that point, all the birds and the squirrels and the little critters have found the sunflower heads and eaten them. In past years, I've gone to harvest these big, massive, beautiful heads that should be so full of seeds, and I turn them over, and they're all bare because someone else got to them before I did. And I got so mad and so frustrated. It happened over and over and over. Half of it would be gone. Sometimes all of it would be gone. Such a waste. All the work and effort and nutrients all gone to waste on a bunch of wild animals when it could have gone to feed our food. So this year, I am harvesting them early so that we get all the harvest. Despite my best efforts, though, there are still some animals who are eating them before I get to them, so I find myself clipping them off when the kernels inside are not fully mature. Like, if you planted them, the seed wouldn't be viable, but I figure something's better than nothing because we have some very hungry animals around here. But it looks like we got a pretty good harvest this time around. Some of the volunteer sunflowers grew a ton of little heads, which was super pretty, but not that much of a harvest. You know, the seeds are very small and all scattered and not really good. But this one sunflower, there is this massive stalk and this massive head, and I harvested it in time. No animals got to it, so that is something to be very happy and excited about. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this quick peek into how I am trying to feed my rabbits more naturally. Thanks for watching!